Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodesh, Wakadosh, Wakakodash. We will continue in the book of Daniel. Oh shit. But first, last time it worked a little bit better. Anyway. So we will read from chapter 10. So look at my nose. Anyway, you read from chapter 10. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time appointed was long, and he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. In those days I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth, neither did I anoint myself at all, till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. And in the 24th day of the 1st month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with. By the way, for those who say that there is no evidence of Yahushai in the so-called Old Testament, that's not true, because there is proof in the so-called Old Testament. As we can read, basically, oftentimes. And Daniel alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. And also I wanted to say that eating no meat, I don't know, but I did that not because I think that it's some kind of fasting. Can be some kind of fasting, like we can read, but Like real fasting is eating no food at all and no drinking at all for one day. That is real fasting. But depends also, of course, like for example, if you fast for 1 week, like there's a 3-week rule, 3 week and 3 days. So 3 days without water, you will survive, maybe. 3 weeks without water, of course not, but 3 weeks without food, you may survive. So of course, yeah. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision. You know, it's not the ultimate rule, but you can go by that, the number 3 rule. But a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me. For my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yeah, that's why I don't suggest or recommend becoming vegan like me or becoming vegetarian if you don't know about the key or any nutrients. Okay? So whether or not going vegan if you don't know which vitamins you need. Yeah, it depends, but the quality of meat is anyway not that good today if you not spend enough money on it. So it depends, of course, like everything. But still, yeah. Yet heard I the voice of his words. When I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground. And behold, an hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me one and Salaka, I have to drink or something. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me and remained there with the kings of Persia. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days, for yet the vision is for many days. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face toward the ground, and I became dumb. And behold, one like the similitude of the sons of man touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrows are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway there remained no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man. The appearance of a man, And he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not, peace be unto thee, be strong, yea, be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened, and said, Let my Lord speak, for thou hast strengthened me. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. But I will shew thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth, and there is none that holdeth with me in these things, but Michael your prince. Also, chapter 11, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen him. And now will I shew thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings of Persia, and the fourth shall be far richer than they all. And by his strength, thou his riches, he shall stir up all against the realm of Prussia. And a mighty king shall stand up that shall rule with great dominion, and do according to his will. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken, and shall be divided toward the 4 winds of heaven, and not to his posterity, nor according to his dominion which he ruled. For his kingdom shall be plucked up even for others beside those. And the king of the south shall be strong, and one of his princes, and he shall be strong above him, and have dominion. His dominion shall be a great dominion. And in the end of years they shall join themselves together, for the king's daughter of the south shall come to the king of the north to make an agreement. But she shall not retain the power of the arm, neither shall he stand, nor his arm, but she shall be given up. And they that walked her, and he that begat her, and he that strengthened her in these times. I hope you can hear me better, because last time I checked it, yes, actually the sound is actually okay, but I think maybe it's better if I stand here a little bit more away from the water, because last time I checked it, which I wondered, but last time I checked it, my voice was not that loud, so maybe it's better. So, if I stand here, so you can hear me a little bit better. But out of the branch of her roots shall one stand up in his estate, which shall come with an army, and shall enter into the fortress of the king of the north, and shall deal against them, and shall prevail. And shall also carry captives into Egypt their gods with their princes, and with their precious vessels of silver and of gold. And he shall continue more years than the king of the north. So the king of the south shall come into his kingdom, and shall return into his own land, but his sons shall be stirred up, and shall assemble a multitude of great forces, and one shall certainly come and overflow and pass through. Then shall he return and be stirred up even to his fortress. And the king of the south shall be moved with full air, and shall come forth and fight with him, even with the king of the north, and he shall set forth a great multitude, but the multitude shall be given into his hand. And when he had taken away the multitude, his heart shall be lifted up, and he shall cast down many 10,000, but he shall not be strengthened by it. For the king of the north shall return, and shall set forth a multitude greater than the former, and shall certainly come after certain years with a great army and with much riches. And in those times there shall many stand up against the king of the south, and also the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves to establish the vision, but they shall fall. So the king of the north shall come and cast up a mount and take the most fenced cities, and the arms of the south shall not withstand, neither his chosen people, neither shall there be any strength to withstand. But he that cometh against him shall do according to his own will, and none shall stand before him. And he shall stand in the glorious land which by his hand shall be consumed. He shall also set his face to enter with the strength of his whole kingdom, and upright ones with him. Thus shall he do, and he shall give him the daughter of woman, corrupting her, but she shall not stand on his side, neither be for him. After this shall he turn his face unto the isles, and cause the reproach offered by him to cease. Without his own reproach he shall cause it to turn upon him. Then he shall turn his face toward the fort of his own land, but he shall stumble and fall and not be found. Then shall stand up in his estate a raiser of taxes in the glory of the kingdom, but within few days he shall be destroyed, neither in anger nor in battle. And in his estate shall stand up a vile person, to whom they shall not give the honor of the kingdom, but he shall come peaceably and obtain the kingdom by flatteries, which flatteries are, so to speak, flatteries are words smoother than butter, but, so to speak, but lying words or evil words or whatever, right? Yeah. Verse 11. Salaka lost the line where he was at. Nor in battle. And his estate shall stand up, and in his estate shall stand up a vile person, to whom they shall not give the honor of the kingdom, but he shall come in peaceably, and obtain the kingdom by flatteries. And with the arms of a flood shall they be overflown from before him, and shall be broken, yea, also the prince of the covenant. And after the league made with him, he shall work deceitfully, for he shall come up and shall become strong with a small people. He shall enter peaceably even upon the fairest places of the province, and he shall do that which his fathers have not done, nor his fathers' fathers. He shall scatter among them the prey and spoil and riches, yea, and he shall forecast his devices against the strongholds even for a time. And he shall stir up his power and his courage against the king of the south with a great army, and the king of the south shall be stirred up to battle with a very great and mighty army, but he shall not stand, for they shall forecast devices against him. Yeah, they that feed of the portion of his meat shall destroy him, and his army shall overflow, and many shall fall down slain. And both these kings' hearts shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table. but it shall not prosper, for yet the end shall be at the time appointed. Then shall he return into his land with great riches, and his heart shall be against the holy covenant, and he shall do exploits and return to his own land. At the time appointed he shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter. For the ships of Kittim shall come against him, therefore shall he be grieved. And return and have indignation against the holy covenant. So shall he do, he shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate. And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flame, by captivity, and by spoil many days. Now when they shall fall, they shall be open with a little help, but many shall grieve to them with flatteries. And some of them of understanding shall fall, to try them and to purge and to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed. Yeah, for example, flatteries is a way of Esau to deceive the people, basically. Yeah. Which, if you look, for example, in Africa there's a lot of in Africa you have a lot of Hamites. Okay, and you have Esau deceiving those Hamites a lot, right? But also you have Israelites in Africa. Israelites in Africa, okay, being deceived with the Hamites, okay, with the Hamites. So really, flatteries, okay. To be honest, Esau always gives them what they want to hear, okay? So if they want to hear that swine, pig, pork, flesh is tasty, then guess what? Swine, pig, pork flesh is, to some extent, it might be tasty, but it's not really. How can I say? If you watch a cannibal movie, for example, there are a lot of cannibal movies, right? And what people do, even in real life, they eat other people, right? So, a poisonous drink, a poisonous food can also be tasty, okay? What is it called? Arsen, okay, which is the German term. I don't know the English term, but there's a poison that is called arsen in German. Okay, arsen or something like that, right? Don't know the English term. Arsen, maybe. Put it in the description box if I don't forget it. If you put that in a drink or something, you don't even taste it maybe, but it's inside of it. Guess what? Arsen is one of the most poisonous poison. Okay? So, but Esau, Esau says not it's tasty, he also says that he also comes and says, you know, you can, according to the Bible, you can eat it.
Servus.
Hallo,
Was geht?
nicht viel bei euch?
Auch nicht. Wir wollten mal fragen, was du hier so machst.
Ja, also das ist halt das Hauptding jetzt, was kommt, der Chip. Und
Welcher Chip? Hast du es erklärt?
unter die Haut kommt der Chip.
Damit sie dich orten können.
Also
oder?
wie kann ich das verstehen? Also kannst du ein bisschen so ausführlich erklären, wie soll ein Chip implantieren?
Ja, also ich weiß nicht, ihr kennt doch bestimmt so Mikrochips, oder?
Ja.
Und wenn ihr die in die Hand implantiert, ich muss aufpassen, was ich sage, sonst wird das Video gesperrt, eure Stimme wird aufgenommen, nur dass ihr es wisst. Gell? Also,
Machst du Livestream?
ich bin ein Livestream, ja. Also, wenn
Alles
ihr
gut, du hast
ganz-
dein Ding.
Also, wenn ihr halt einen Chip unter die Hand implantiert, dann habt ihr halt sozusagen laut Bibel die Sünde der Sünden begangen, weil das der letzte Test ist, gemäß der Bibel.
Steht es wirklich in der alten Bibel drin? Echt?
Ja.
Also sozusagen fast.
Also halt hier in der Bibel jetzt.
Aber
ich
das ist keine originale Bibel.
also es gibt halt verschiedene Übersetzungen
Ja.
und die Lutherbibel 1912 zum Beispiel ist eine gute deutsche Übersetzung. Dann gibt es noch die Schlachter 2000 Bibel, das ist auch die beste deutsche Übersetzung sogar. Und dann gibt es noch die King James Version, das ist die ich gerade in der Hand halte. Das ist die beste englische Übersetzung. Genau. Ich weiß nicht, also es ist halt, je nachdem was für eine Bibel ihr lest, sind halt manche Wörter falsch übersetzt und so. Aber im Buch der Offenbarung steht eigentlich immer explizit drin, das Mahlzeichen des Tieres. Das steht immer, auch egal welcher Übersetzung, immer so drin. Also wenn ihr mal schaut, könnt ihr kurz hingehen, wenn ihr wollt.
Ja.
Vor, aber das ist halt, dann gibt es zum Beispiel auch eine andere Deception, wo die Leute denken, Jesus Christus aus oder ich. Aber es sieht halt so ungefähr so ein bisschen ungehäutet so aus.
So,
Ja, genau.
also ein bisschen trippiger mäßig.
Ja,
Neonmäßig.
ja, genau. Also halt von der Hautfarbe her oder halt,
Also würdest du sagen, Jesus von schwarz?
ja, genau. Das ist damit gemeint.
Ah, okay. Wie macht man dann so? Das ist schwarz dann?
Ja, also steht halt in der Bibel, dass er Haare wie Wolle hat und die sogenannten Neger sind dann benannt, dass sie Haare wie Wolle haben. Ja. Aber im Endeffekt, ja, es steht auch hier dann Würfel. Also, ja.
Ja, krass, okay.
Genau, ja. Aber das ist halt das, was so für euch wahrscheinlich irgendwie greifbarer ist.
Ja, am Anfang, wo du gesagt hast, konnte ich halt damit jetzt noch nicht so was anfangen. Weißt du, verstehst du, was ich meine?
Ja, schon, aber jetzt. Nee, aber
Aber wie meinst du das, dass die uns irgendwann zwangschippen wollen?
ja, genau, also die wollen uns halt sozusagen zu Tieren machen, indem sie uns halt diesen Chip in den Haut
Aber wenn die das nicht wollen,
dann müsst ihr das nicht machen, sollten wir halt nicht machen.
natürlich sowieso nicht. Bist du gegen Corona geimpft? Auf gar keinen Fall. Wir sind alle.
Ja,
Also ich bin Corona für mich war Corona Schwachsinn.
okay,
Gab es schon davor.
ja, nee, aber das ist so, also, weil ich kann ja halt nicht 1000 Meter hin,
Ja, ja.
aber das ist so das bei den Appels, wenn man ja will. Ja, also ich weiß nicht, hier gibt es Leute an der Spitze, die Eliten, sehen eher aus wie du wahrscheinlich, vielleicht auch wie du, ja, oder halt allgemein hellhäutig eher.
Ja.
Die wollen uns halt quasi alle verarschen, ja, und die kommen halt dann mit ihrem Chip und so, und versuchen uns halt mit dem Chip einfach halt.
Okay.
Ja. Wobei, es gibt auch Leute, die, also es gibt Leute, die Prediger, wenn es zum Beispiel mit, der war ja auf der Erde, Jesus Christus, wir nennen ihn halt nicht so, aber er war halt auf der Erde. Es gibt Leute, die sehen aus wie die verwandt sind, Leute, die sehen aus wie die jetzt irgendwie schwarz oder grau sind.
Ja.
Hängt nicht mit dem Hautfarbe, aber worum es geht, ist halt einfach, dass Jesus Christus halt zurückkommt und halt diese Elite von dem Thron quasi stürzt und uns halt betäubt und halt Gottes auf der Erde. Und ja, das heißt für Landesmänner, Deutschland. Ja, ich auch halt geboren.
Ja. Aber was bist du für ein Landsmann sozusagen?
Angola.
Angola.
Meine Mutter ist Deutsch und mein
Ja.
Vater ist Angola.
Interessant.
Ja, genau, also könnt ihr mal schauen, also Deutsch sprachige Raum gibt es GMS Germany.
Ja.
Ich mache hier nur allein App, weil ich habe umgezogen.
Hierher?
Ja, genau, ich muss schauen, ob ich wieder zurück nach Frankfurt.
Ah,
Aber ich habe Wurzeln in Frankfurt.
also du bist dann aus einer Gruppe, das auch machen.
Genau, in Deutschland, ja.
Ja.
Und ich habe auch einen YouTube-Kanal, so, ne? Ja. Und,
Wie heißt du da?
also ich bin nicht das offizielle Camp, aber ich habe trotzdem auf YouTube.
Ja, sehr, kann man rein.
Genau.
Bist du da auch noch am Stream dabei?
Ja, also es ist halt kein Livestream, aber
Du nimmst ein Video auf, oder?
ja, und ich weiß nicht, bei mir war es halt so, meine Mom ist damals 2018 verstorben, kein Ding. Und dann habe ich halt angefangen halt eine Stative erstmal zu kaufen, so einfach weil, ja, keine Ahnung, es waren halt andere Sachen, du weißt, also unser Prinzip ist, sag ich mal, wir gehen davon aus, wenn wir Herzen nach Gott sind, dann werden wir davon gehen wir aus. Genau. Und ich sag mal so, manche jünger, manche älter und so, aber ich kann auch einen hier aus Deutschland, der hier und kann
Was? Okay.
Ich weiß nicht,
Ich werde jetzt 18. 17 oder 20.
ja, sagen wir mal, der kam so rein, vielleicht aber ja, mehr oder weniger.
Aber was meinst du mit der Wahrheit?
Also hier denkt halt die Wahrheit, der Bibel ist halt eindeutig halt die Übersetzung, die Auslegung.
Also du sagst sozusagen speziell diese Ausnahme von der Bibel entspricht der Wahrheit.
Das wäre erstmal die bessere Übersetzung, die wir denken. Es gibt auch hier, glaube ich, sogar Fehler irgendwo, ja.
Jeder gibt es überall.
Jeder gibt es überall, keine Bibel ist perfekt. Aber ich weiß nicht, weil ich das mal eine Zeit gemacht habe, ich glaube, dass das ist das Phase, die man dann wirklich mal lernt, wenn man wirklich vielleicht mal am Ball bleibt, halt wirklich Gott zu verstehen. Ja, okay, das ist halt so die Endaussage. Das sind halt so die zwei Main Prophezeiungen.
Darf ich noch von dem Cover von der Bibel auch?
Ja, das einfach auch nochmal Ruhe anschauen. Dann seid ihr christlich aufgewachsen oder?
Nö, gar nicht. Ja, frei einfach. Jeder konnte in meiner Familie das glauben, was er wollte. Ich bin getauft, evangelisch halt. Aber also meine Oma war schon etwas gläubiger, sag ich jetzt mal. Aber meine Eltern haben sich so frei entscheiden lassen.
Ja, aber mir ist auch eher aufgewachsen. Aber
Halt gut getauft und danach.
ja, aufgewachsen, aber so. Ich würde sagen, viele Christen sind radikaler, wenn man halt auch noch Kleinigkeit ist. So, also der Bibel, so, man halt als man mal mehr oder weniger an. Aber da kommt es halt drauf an. So genau wie man alles anfangen. Wir haben auch einige weil man ist halt jemand, zum Beispiel die Denke, die dann auch gesagt hat, das sieht davon aus, dass man vielleicht ich sag's dir ehrlich, manche von uns dort, das kommt halt immer drauf an. Wir haben halt auch kein Problem mit irgendwelchen vielleicht irgendwie denken, sie haben die Wahrheit und so. Klar würden wir jetzt versuchen, zu überleben und so, ja. Aber so das eigentliche Problem sind eher radikale Diskussionen, die dann vielleicht das nicht glauben will. Also wir sind halt sehr geprägt, wie wir uns halt verhalten und halt argumentieren. Und es kann halt niemand das machen, der
Genau, das finde ich immer am wichtigsten halt.
So, ich habe viel, sag ich mal, viel Zeit gekostet, so, ja, aber das ist schon
Das ist halt eine komplette Umstellung.
ja, das ist halt auch, genau, das ist halt auch Opferfilm und so, ja.
Das heißt, Opfer ist
Ja, das ist halt, naja, also es gibt viele so Sachen, wo wäre ich so, wäre ich in der Zustand, dann wäre das vielleicht nicht so passiert oder du hast irgendwie anderes zu tun und du musst den ganzen Tag feiern gehen oder so. Und ja, wenn du alternativ bist, dann hast du halt keine Zeit mehr dafür. Schon, halt, aber wie soll man sagen? Ich sag mal so, viele Menschen sind vielleicht so psychologisch, mental ein bisschen drauf und das muss man sich halt klarkommen. Ja. Es gibt Leute, die hassen mich, weil sie halt Frankfurt ist halt nochmal anders wie München, weil dort laufen halt Leute mehr und so die ganze Zeit Bürger und so, schreien und so, ja.
das.
Und dann ist es halt schon, für manche wird es vielleicht gar nicht so aufgepasst. Aber es ist immer und ich denke halt, dass ja, jedem das Seine so, ja, aber wir denken schon in dieser letzten Zeit, dass wir halt schon dass es ja diese gerade da in den Privat und so, ja, bei euch, ja, so vielleicht ein bisschen abgesehen haben und dann, aber weißt du, ich meine, das ist halt auch so ein Faktor, dass man halt Abend, ja, ganz ehrlich, es wird auch Menschen, die interessiert, die haben auch immer selbst auch solche anderen Leute.
Aber wie kann ich das verstehen, wenn du sagst, meinst du damit die Auserwählte von Gott zu messen?
Viele meinen jetzt die Superreichen, die auf der Erde sind, halt zusammenspielen und gehalten. Was, ja, was weiß ich nicht, also Leute nicht, ja.
Die ganzen Krankenmixer halt, das ist alles für krank. Also, das ist mir klar, dass die ganzen Leute auch diese Apps-Scheiße und so, also das geht noch viel weiter. Ja, so, aber ja.
Das ist, sag ich mal, wie soll man sagen, manche sagen, es ist Simpsons, aber es ist mehr als Simpsons. Was auch immer. Es sind einfach komplett verrückte,
Verrückte Reiche.
ich sag mal so, du siehst ja was anderes.
Ja, also Robert läuft echt gar nichts an meinem Boss.
Aber Jungs,
Ey,
ihr habt ja mal kennengelernt.
ey,
Wir schauen auf jeden Fall mal rein, ja.
Ey, ich finde es immer so aus.
Ja. Wir haben dich halt von da gesehen und waren halt so, ey,
Uns hat mal
man
interessiert,
sieht es
ja.
nicht immer, deswegen
Weil die
fragen
meinen, dass
wir
du
mal
gerade am
Livestream bist oder so.
Nein.
Mädels sind ja voll krank. Ja, aber ich habe auf jeden Fall einen Kollegen, ich glaube, der wäre sehr interessiert, mit dir sich mal auszutauschen. Vielleicht ich schreibe dir. Ich sag dann, ich bin der von hier. Vielleicht man trifft sich mal.
Jungs, ihr habt mal Kanal besser
Irgendwie so. Weil ich habe wirklich mehr gefunden. Merlin,
Ja,
bist du
Merlin
nicht
wird
von
sich
dir
mit ehrlich gut verstehen.
Ja, ich habe schon unterhalten als Ober, aber wie gesagt, der Ober, der hat mich sogar
Sehr schön.
ich sage ehrlich, ich sehe nicht immer so aus, ich glaube, ich konnte den Eindruck, dass ich verlässlich bin. Seit ich schaue, der Arbeit ist das
Ja.
Ja, aber ich bin halt raus, hab mich halt selbst ja, aber ich kann aussteigen. Ich bin jetzt ein bisschen, wie soll man sagen,
Ja, ich verstehe. Ja, wie du glaubst, erzählen.
Ja, ich bin halt so eine Art Krieger, wenn man so ein bisschen Staatsbürger, oder?
Ja.
Voll. Aber
Ich schreibe dir. Sehr gut. Ey, also dann. sagen.
Yeah, so we stopped at Daniel chapter 'Yeah, you see, I think many young people are maybe a little bit interested also in looking what, you see all the stuff that happens in this world, right? And it's not often that, really old people or younger people talk to you, might be, right? But if you better give answer to what they ask, because I think everything that somebody hears does something with you, right? So yeah. Yeah, and he shall forecast his devices against the strongholds even for a time, and he shall stir up his power and his courage against the king of the south with a great army, and the king of the south shall be stirred up to battle with a very great and mighty army, but he shall not stand, for they shall forecast devices against him. Yea, they that feed of the portion of his meat shall destroy him, and his army shall overflow, and many shall fall down slain. And both these kings' hearts shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table, but it shall not prosper, for yet the end shall be at the time appointed. Then shall he return into his land with great riches, and his heart shall be against the holy covenant, and he shall do exploits, and return to his own land at the time appointed. He shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter. For the ships of Kittim shall come against him, therefore he shall be grieved and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant. So shall he do. He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that make it desolate. And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flame, by captivity, and by spoil many days. Now when they shall fall, they shall be holpen with a little help, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries. And some of them of understanding shall fall, to try them, and to purge, and to make them white even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done, neither shall he regard the God of his fathers.
Ich will dich nicht unterbrechen, mein Lieber. Weil das ist schade. Nee, alles gut. Nur fragen, wie diese Kodierung ist. Weil ich wollte kommentieren. Ich wollte jetzt nochmal durchlesen oder so, oder mich informieren wollen. Leute mit anderer Meinung sind immer interessant. Deswegen habe ich hier eigentlich auch genau,
bevor ich halt sage, dass scheiße ist, gucke ich mir erstmal in Ruhe an und danach dann verurteilen. Ich habe sowieso angefangen. Ja, weißt du, ich kann ja nicht sagen, wenn was scheiße ist, ob was scheiße ist, wenn ich nichts darüber weiß, oder kaum was darüber weiß. Weißt du? Ja, und generell, ich bin Schubladen weg von den meisten Leuten heutzutage gehen. Ich komme nicht zu klar mit. Ich habe auch so meine eigene Meinung, was auf meinem Freundeskreis unterwegs. Auch deswegen, ja, meine Eltern haben mir halt beigebracht, hör dir alles an und gib dir halt deine eigene Meinung. Ja, genau, ja, das ist so weißt du. Und es schadet mir nicht, mir das jetzt mal anzugucken, weißt du? Wenn ich mir nicht angucke, weiß ich weniger, weißt du? Ich kann ja noch immer sagen, ich bin taub. Aber ich kann ehrlich sagen, ja, ich bin 17 Jahre, wenn ich schon so weise war im Alter. Ja, aber die Jungen, die Jüngeren heute vielleicht noch anders drauf. Vielleicht haben wir so ganz in einem aufgewachsen, weißt du? Ja, auf jeden Fall. Wobei ich denke, in einer Familie ist es doch sehr wichtig. Halt auch so Waldorf, mäßig orientiert aufgewachsen. Ja, wir alle. So, weißt du, so eher so hippie-mäßiger, weißt du, so einfach ein bisschen freier. Ich habe heute noch Besuche gekauft über Leute, die uns zu viel sind, ja. Ich glaube, das eine kleine war nicht so. Ja, weil ich fand es so lustig, wie er da am Besuch über den Kommunikation da gemacht hat, aber auch dieser Reporter, der kontrolliert hat, dann hört man so, das was er halt natürlich oder irgendwas, dann gibt es das. Ja, waren so egal. Ich kann auch einen gesagt, der war auch gerade in der Schule, der war in der Schule, vielleicht auch gerade ein bisschen deswegen auch das heißt, wenn man nicht mehr macht, dann will man nicht in der Erholung aber hier im Süden ist es eher anders. Ich komme ursprünglich aus Berlin, da ist auch so freier. Hier ist so auch ja, ich komme aus Berlin. Also ich bin hergezogen für 60. Berlin kommt auch ja, deswegen, da ist ja auch eher bunter. Vielleicht ist mein Ziel noch mal ein bisschen spießiger. Verstehst du? Es ist einfach ein bisschen mehr Multi. Aber ja. Ja, entspannt. Ja, was gleich. Also, Gedanken gemacht. Also, ja, ich denke halt, es gibt sehr viel in der heutigen Zeit Überwachung. Das wird genauso der Chip halt Überwachung sein. Also deswegen denke ich eher, dass es so die Digitalisierung, Überwachungsschiene geht. Also so sehe ich das. Und weißt du, ich habe ja auch vorhin gesagt, so Corona und so, weil da ja auch schon vielleicht aufkam, in der Impfung ist vielleicht ein Chip oder so, deswegen kam ich direkt auf das Thema. Weil ich da zum Chip das erste Mal davon gehört habe. Das ist tatsächlich auch. Ja. Vielleicht nicht so viel von den Kindern, weil ich weiß nicht, ob die eigentlich ob es überhaupt so gibt, sollte das will ich jetzt auch halten. Ey, ich muss gleich zurück halten. Ich schwöre, ich 2 Stunden hat mich auf jeden Fall gefreut. Ja, hat mich auch gefreut. Ja, schaut euch mal. Aber es ist cool, dass in eurem Alter schon so an Sachen rangeht. Natürlich. Nur so kann die Welt weiter funktionieren. Ja. So. Ja.
yeah, so the book of Daniel has basically 12 chapters, right? And it's almost the book of Daniel is almost finished. Verse 35, and some of them of understanding shall fall to try them and to purge and to make them white even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of woman, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall be honored with gold. Shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, and he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. At the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and he shall enter into the countries, and shall overflow and pass over. He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape. Out of his hand even Edom and Moab and the chief of the children of Ammon. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and of all precious things of Egypt, and the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps. For tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy, and utterly to make away many. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas in the glorious holy mountain, yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. Yeah, you know, at least if at camp people come speak to you, you see how, you know, doesn't matter what you do, you can't fully overlook, ignore what happens in the world, right? You have the Epstein files, you have the Paris Fashion Week, for example, which is another thing I would say is a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much revealed, right? Because why would you have so much demonic power, demonic insight in the demonic world, right? Like we saw it in the Paris Fashion Week, right? I would say that is highly interesting, which not everybody that we see on those platforms, TikTok, I don't know, Instagram, whatever. Everything has a little bit, but it's not that much. And what we saw in 2025 is much. Okay, is really a lot. And 2026, you know, will be a year that has a lot of stuff, a lot of more stuff. Okay. Okay, so highly interesting, of course, right? So being careful with what persons you are around with. Okay, if they have good influence on you or not, right? These things will be more important, right? Keeping information, okay, not giving information about anybody out. Okay, you see it. Okay, people that do photos in the Ukraine war, maybe in the Russian war. Okay, they will be killed. They are killed day by day. Okay, a time being careful. Okay, being careful with everything. Okay, because I don't know, but there's a demonic future on this world. A demonic future really soon being revealed to the people even more soon. Salakia for my look today. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of demonic stuff happening in the future. Okay, and this is only the beginning. I know. It's just a fashion week. Okay, it's just a usual, a usual celebrity being involved in those rituals and groups. I know these things. Okay, it's not that super. Satan doesn't show up on TV, or I don't know what people want to see, right? I don't know what people want to see, but I think things give you some things give you a little glimpse of what is to come. Okay, if you see demonic stuff like that on the Paris Fashion Week, for example, okay, they obviously want to show you something. Okay, I don't know, right? Or with their pizza on while there's an Oscar. Was it an Oscar? I don't know. Okay, but they basically put it in front of your eyes that they basically what is it called? They steal your children, right? They steal your children, or they steal like the mafia, right? Stealing people, murdering people on the street. Okay, they do this, but they also celebrate it. Okay, they celebrate killing babies, eating babies maybe. Okay, they celebrate that. It's one thing to do things like that. It's another thing to celebrate it. So really, yeah. What told also people here, like these people, they have no respect for themselves. Okay, they have no respect for themselves. So why should you fear an elite? Okay, that put their trust in material stuff, physical stuff. Makes no sense. Okay, what is physical stuff? It's corruptible. Okay, it's corruptible. Just like like wood, right? Wood can be wood can be yeah, you have small insects that eat wood. Doesn't remember the name, but you know what I mean, right? Of course, they put their trust in Satan, right? But Satan is the master of this world. Okay, the chief of this world, the king of this world, or the owner of this world, right? And this world is physical. It's not spiritual like the truth. It's not spiritual. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Yeah, being a good example. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? Yeah, look, look. Oh my Lord, what shall be the end of those things? What shall be the end of those things? Right? I mean, it's not like we don't survive, but yeah, what is this? Okay, Paris show, Paris Fashion Week. What is this? Okay, this is just highly yeah, how you call it, have to be careful what I say, the rainbow people, right? The like I believe one Fashion Week model was, if you call that model, I don't call it like that, was trans and sexual, right? Not just that, but also looking like straight out of whatever, man. Looking like an insect or something. I don't know. Wanting to look like an insect. Okay. Why do you want to look like an insect? Okay. Makes no sense. Okay. Like an insect or an okay. So of course you ask yourself, what is the purpose? What is the purpose? The purpose of these people, in order to spread yeah, stuff like that. Exactly. There is no whatsoever. Okay. No godliness oftentimes in this world to see, right? Which we have to see a little bit. Okay. Otherwise, our mental strength wouldn't be good enough to be an administrator for the kingdom. Okay, we have to handle certain stuff, but yeah, Okay, not everybody has the same mental strength. Not everybody has the same physical strength. Okay, but everybody can see what the fashion week is. Okay, or what is it called? Human trafficking. Okay, everybody understands what human trafficking is. Okay, human trafficking is human trafficking. Okay, human trafficking is, I believe it's called like that, human trafficking. Okay, so the elites are guilty of human trafficking. Yeah. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for which it's possible that Daniel White might be one of the brothers. Who knows, right? So there is something called reincarnation in the Bible. Okay, so shows that we have to do more videos, right? Because there's another topic that is not important. Okay, there's another topic that is not important. Okay. Yeah. For the words are closed up and sealed till the end of the end, till the time of the end, which we're in the time of the end. Yeah, the time of the end. Okay, this is it can only be the time of the end if you look at the things, at those things. Okay. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waited and cometh to the 1,330 days. And 35 and 30 days. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. Yeah, there you go. So you have Daniel in those end times in his lot, okay? Which I don't know, elder, beloved bishop, elder Manatta Sakpa said once, you would bug out if you know who you was back then. Okay? I don't know, but you know, like I said, some might have more mental strength than others, but what we can read is that you can say 100% that Daniel was or is in this last time with us, or was somewhere. Maybe he died already. Maybe it was Daniela the Levite. I still subscribe to his YouTube channel, but I believe he's dead at the moment. He died. Okay, the honorable brother, he died actually in the truth. Maybe it was him, who knows, right? So we don't know, right? We don't know. But what we know is that, being in these last days, somebody studying the truth, okay, it's not a thing for everyone, right? It's not a thing for everyone. Okay. Can. So if that all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ukakudash. Okay. This was the book of Daniel in English. Okay. Yeah, can. So let's read that again. Chapter 12, 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand up and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. Yeah, like one brother said, my lot is not your lot, and the other way around, right? Whatever happens. So, shalom.